Actually, it kind of does feel like we're in the middle of nowhere because
really
you can't
doesn't.
really see.
There's a road right there.
There are roads in the middle of nowhere. Have you heard of the Aya Highway?
There are cars going past. There's a school crossing sign.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
Fucking where?
Let's go!
We're in the middle of the country.
Yes.
Welcome to my next adventure. I haven't made one of these in a very long time, so I forgot how to. Yeah, because I was releasing them, but the last time I actually filmed something was in May. And it is currently January the 2nd, 2022. We were going to be going to Tassie. They said it would take 5 days for our test results to come back, and it actually took 2. So we thought we would have to quarantine for 3 days, and then that actually wouldn't have been the case. But we're here in South Gippsland. Wait, does this count as South Gippsland?
I don't know, you said it was South Gippsland, so I trust you.
We're doing the Bass Coast Rail Trail. So we're in Woolamai. We're gonna ride to Wonthaggi and then back, and then we're gonna go to the south. No, actually it's not called the South Gippsland Rail Trail. It's called the Great Southern Rail Trail.
Ah, it's that one.
Yeah, it's great.
They're all great. May or may not be parked illegally.
So we were trying to find somewhere to park off the side of the road, and we saw there was a curry house. So we went in there, and there was no parking there, and they weren't actually open. There was a sign that said parking.
It kind of looks like a house.
Yeah, there were a couple of people wondering about looking at us like, why are you here? We're not open. It's like, oh, sorry, we didn't actually want to come there. We just want to park. But yeah, we're gonna have lunch, and then we're gonna get going. They're arguing about how to split it because they want to split it, but they don't understand how because they have beaks and wings instead of hands and opposable thumbs.
Oh yeah, 3. Go for it.
Whoa! You may be wondering why you suddenly saw us cooking dinner instead of going to the next rail trail. So we drove to Leongatha to the start of the rail trail, and Liz didn't have the axle to her bike's front wheel, and she realised that she had left it here where we are again. We came back to get it from the Bass Coast Rail Trail.
We have it.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
But now we got it.
because
So
she
we all good.
wanted to give us a fun morning.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least being in a car, we could just drive to the campsite. So we just drove to Meeniyan and set up camp. And now we're going to go to a cafe in Wonthaggi. Hopefully there'll be one open on this public holiday of the 3rd of January. And after that, we'll just go to Meeniyan to start the trail from there. Liz has dropped her beer. Is it a beer or a cider?
fizzy.
I don't know what that means. I don't drink alcohol.
It's peeing. It's having a whiz.
So we have now arrived in Port Welshpool. We've eaten dinner and everything, and we are exploring the jetty, I guess, because there's not that much in this town really, even if things were open. But there's this whole information board with the history of Port Welshpool. And I thought I might just read the parts that I found the most interesting. So this passage says that in 1993, a trawler, among its catch of fish, the 14.6 metre Yukon from San Remo, hauled in a World War II style depth charge capable of blowing holes in the sides of submarines. The cylinder contained 75 kilograms of high explosives, and it was in the back of the boat for 8 hours before it was brought into port. The boat and the bomb were promptly sent back to sea until the Army bomb disposal team arrived. Yeah, I thought that was pretty hectic. So today is our last day. Yesterday we cycled from Meeniyan, as we found out it was pronounced yesterday,
Yes.
from a local. We cycled from Meeniyan to Port Welshpool, and it was very eventful, actually.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah, we had to herd some cows out of our way. Some cyclists overtook us and just started charging at them, whereas I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about cows. I don't want them to start attacking us. Like, who knows? I've never seen a cow attack anyone. But,
I've heard stories.
oh, you have? Oh, okay, well, I didn't want to be the first person to be attacked by cows. We saw an echidna and a wombat, and we got very dusty. Some horse riders.
Yes.
We
There were
both
rabbits?
fell a couple of times. Yes,
Oh yeah, there was
rabbits.
falling and rabbits and...
And getting very dirty and dusty.
Yes.
We saw an eagle in the middle of the road.
Oh yeah, that!
Yeah, trying to eat a fox that had been hit by a car.
Yeah.
Which ironically almost got the eagle hit by a car. So the last half of yesterday almost was pretty much all downhill. So we'll see what the first half of today is like. Also the weather was quite nice yesterday, although some bits were a bit exposed. However, today it is raining, so that's going to be fun. I've got waterproof everything. Liz only has a waterproof jacket.
My shoes are already soaked, so my clothes are also wet.
What?
A little bit. They're damp.
How?
No, because I washed them in the shower last night.
Fabulous. So today we're taking the same route back, so I'm probably not really going to film much of it because it's going to be exactly the same, but wet.
You can imagine.
But we'll stop in some places, probably starting from Fish Creek, which is about halfway, I think, to just like have lunch and to round out the trip. We have finished. It was raining for most of the day, and yesterday it was very dusty, and we were wondering if that dust would turn into mud.
And it did.
Yes,
Spoilers.
it did. Our bikes are very muddy. Our chains, both of our chains, were sounding very not great by the time we got to, I don't know, where was it? Fish Creek, where we had lunch. Actually, I was a big fan of that petrol station.
Oh, it was a
'Cause
good petrol station.
Yeah, it was like
Solid.
it was a general store and petrol station all in one. Because, you know, petrol stations always have pies and sandwiches if you're like around Melbourne, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
But
about in other places.
in the country.
Yeah, and then here they also had
coffee.
burgers. Yeah, they had burgers and like oh, what are those things called? Potato cakes. lots of good lollies and cookies. Oh, yes. It was the only thing open for food apart from the hotel, which was all booked out. So we were like, okay, I guess we'll have to see what's there. And it was actually pretty good. And then we spent maybe half an hour trying to clean off our chains as much as possible. And I learned that you should still bring degreaser and lube even on a short ride, or like a short bikepacking ride. Maybe a day ride at home you might not need to. Someone will correct me in the comments probably in the next 10 years.
I say risk it for the biscuit always.
There's no biscuit, there's just breaking down in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, well, anyway, I didn't like the way my chain sounded for the rest of the ride, but we got here and now we're going to have to give it a good deep clean tomorrow. We went to the bird hide, the Meeniyan bird hide, and it was actually like a wastewater plant, or like a wastewater treatment facility, and there were a couple of birds floating on the water, like
Floating, that makes you sound like they're dead.
swimming. Okay, there were a couple of birds swimming on the water like 50 meters away from us, so I'm not really sure what kind of bird hide that is.
I saw what I thought were birds, and then it turned out they were reeds of grass.
Our journey summarized is
Mud. Oh, the whole journey.
yeah.
Oh.
Our journey summarized, I would say, is losing an axle of a bike, then lots of animals, and then lots of mud.
Yeah.
You reckon that's pretty?
I feel like finding the axle of the bike was also a moment.
There was just the whole
90-minute driving.
The whole
session.
axle business.
Yeah.
Our journey is summarized by bike axle, animals, then mud. And here is the South Gippsland cycling on a map. Getting a little dense down the side of Victoria on my little map. But my next trip, which I'm currently in the process of editing the vlogs of, is interstate actually. Oh, spicy.